in my presentation, I want you to watch a shortcut video from a famous movie named Prodigy. This movie was produced in 2017, and so I'm going to show you a video now. Let's see.
That's cool.
Can you hear clearly the
Tell me what 57 multiplied by 135 is? Who can tell me what?
Alright, so this is a short video about the movie. Have you ever watched this one before?
Sure.
Yeah, always. This is quite famous on Facebook, right? And I think that it's not just a movie. The director take example from real life and to make the movie. So in reality, you may face or you may see a lot of children who have special talent, like they are excellent in some particular aspects or field in the life. For example, you can see that like in newspapers, there are a lot of people write about this topic even though in Vietnamese or in foreign country, they also take this topic as the special phenomenon to write about. And as you can see, here we have like boy juniors, 9 leave university that won't let him graduate fast enough. Like even the boy who is 9 years old but can pass the university entrance exam and they can learn with the people who are older than him, even 10 years old, right? So we have a word to call this phenomenon. The phenomenon means here is the children who have special ability in one particular specific aspect, and the word is Prodigy. And it's also the topic I'm going to present to you guys today. So first, let's see the outline. These are my main content. The first part is about definition. For this part, I'm going to answer the question, how do psychologists define a prodigy? And the second part is explanation, like how psychologists is being a tripology a luck or like a bless or a curse for children? Alright, so now let's get started with the first part, definition. It's not hard to define this phenomenon, and I just showing here one sentence. Tripology is a tribe who master a challenge or aspect that at the level of adult professional before the age of 10. It means that even though they are at small age, but they can do or they can achieve that the adult achieve in the future, in older age. And the age here, I put here the age before the age of 10. Honestly, in fact, the age range is still a debatable matter for psychologists, because some people think that the age must be under 18-year-old to be called a tripology. But the majority of people, of psychologists, oppose that it must be under 10, because we call tripology. So tripod is from 3 to 12, 10 or 12-year-old. So I follow the majority people to be under the 10. Alright, so the aspect that children master easily belong to one of these one: music, math, language, chess, sport, and drawing. These are 8 common aspects that children can master. So when you look at this, 6. When you look at this list, have you wondered, like, why the children don't master some other aspects like literature or law or medicine, some kind of that? Do you wonder that question?
Yes.
So yes, many psychologists also have that question, and they try to find out the answer by researching the tripology in real life, and they found that one psychologist, I don't remember name, but he said that no matter how gifted a tribe is, they rarely master the field like literature or medicine, because that field requires maturity and life experience. And with the small age, tribe can't experience all the matters in life, so they can't feel the sense, the beauty of literature. So yes, in real life, you still can see some children who master literature, but the number is like a drop on the ocean. It's a small, only a few children can do it. And yes, it's about aspect that children master. So in the second part about explanation, I'm going to go deeper in this part, because this is the most debating problem about this topic. In the past, many psychologists struggle that tripology are born or made. So we have are born or made. So we have 2 directions here. The first one, born here, is about nature, and the made here is about nurture. So in terms of nature, they focus on gene, brain structure. Brain structure here, it means that they believe that God set the smart brain structure in that children. And in terms of nurture, they examine some aspects like family, environment, social background, and practice process. And to answer, they are 2 opposite teams, opposite groups fighting each other to explain this phenomenon. And they are so controversial that they just want to find the answer for the question. One is nurture or nature, not combine both of them, to consider which one is the most contributed factor to the tripology. So now we will see each direction carefully. The first one is these 2 kind of statements. Prodigy are born, not made. But on the other hand, they say that prodigy are made, not born. So the opposite statement. About nature, The first statement, the people advocate the nature side, said that many of the gifted people came from lower socio-economic family. It means that for the people who support this statement, they reject the importance of family or the practice process. According to them, the most important key here is the nature, like the children was born without talent or the innate talent that children have. Maybe God bring a set to them, for example. So they have a lot of examples to demonstrate this statement. For example, I show you a typical one. You don't know who he is, right? Because you haven't studied about math in advance. He is a mathematician in 20th century. He's an Indian person. So he grew up in a poor family without access to formal education. But his talent about math was discovered when he was the age of 3. So since then, no one without any help from family members or teachers, he still can have something talented inside him, and he tried to pursue that aspect when he studied primary school, high school, or even in the higher degree. So therefore, his contribution to the math aspect in India in specific and in the world in general is so large that people respect him, and even they admire him as a star in the sky, even though we don't know who he is, right? So it means that he comes from the poor family without any guidance from parents or other people, but he has innate talent. People think that. And in the second statement, they think that prodigy are found to be sensitive to sounds, feelings, smells, and situations. This one normally appear in children who master music, drawings, or chess, just to solve the situation. And to demonstrate this statement, they also have example. So do you know he is
Mozart.
Yeah, it's Mozart. Amadeus Mozart, and he's the best composer, music composer on the town. And when they see his profile, they realize that he can pick out tunes on the piano at the age of 3, and at the age of 5, he began composing. The age of 5, not the age of 4. And at the age of 8, he can perform as a pianist or violist. It means that, at the age of 3, no children can rely. They can hear the music, they can listen to the music, but it's hard for them to define the tune of the piano, of the style, right? But he can do that, and people think that it's because he was born with a talent to be sensitive, to be alert with the sound of the music. So it's like a natural way for him to have special talent in music. And the third statement about his side is genetic factors. Even though until now people still debate whether this one contribute mostly to Prodigy or not, but for people who support this natural side, I think that take example from Mozart. His father is well-known composer as well. So when his father is also famous composer, it's a high possibility for him to get the musical talent like that, right? So it means that somehow he inherits the talent from his father. So not only Mozart in real life, there are many other examples who also have professional parents, and then they have also the special excellence in some specific aspect. Alright, so this about the nature side. About the nurture side, you know, nurture, what do I mean by nurture? It means the way parents bring up a child, or the way that children are affected by society, family, or even practice process. And when in the eyes of these people, they oppose totally this the nature side, because they think that, okay, supposing that the children was born with that talent, but it can't help them master one particular aspect without practice, because like the talent needs to be polished, to be mastered. It needs time and it needs effort. So therefore they give some other statements. The first one is family environment. Is the most important factor according to them. To demonstrate this one, I give you an example here. Laszlo Polgar, he is Hungarian psychologist, and he wrote a book. This book language is Hungarian, but in English it means that raise a genius. It means that he wrote a book to teach people how to raise a genius or a child prodigy, and even it was be successful because he applied this theory into practice by experimenting on his three daughters, and finally his three daughters mastered chess at this small age, and they become female well-known chess player ever in that country. So it strongly demonstrates that family environment or the family member guidance help the children to be child prodigy or to be a genius in some aspect, right? And the second statement is about practice makes perfect. We are so familiar with this statement, right? Practice makes perfect. And come back to Mozart example. Okay, so with that, where is? Alright, so this only the example Mozart. You know, even this we just use Mozart to examine science is still possible, because as I said before, from nature side, they think that Mozart was born with a talent because of the sensitivity and the genetic gene from his father, right? But in the nurture side, they explain that his father is a well-known music composer. So it means that his father trained him to be the music composer from the early age. So it's understandable, right? Because when the father is a famous composer, it's easy for him to train his children to be master that aspect, right? So it's the explanation from nurture side. And moreover, they said that in reality, Mozart practiced a lot to be, because at the age of 3, he was discovered that talent, but at the age of 5, he started composing music, right? So it means that it took at least 2 years for him to at least practice to make composition. So at this side, people argue that this natural factor is the most contributor to Mozart's talent. So it also mentioned in a book named TEC, Secret from the New Science of Expertise. And yeah, I cite one sentence from this book. Mozart and other geniuses achieve success in their fields through constant practice, commitment, and vast amounts of work. So for him, or for people belonging to this side, they think that nurture contributes to Mozart's ability, not only Mozart, but the majority genius in the world. Alright, so This is the second side of the reason. Okay, so this in the past people struggle, conflict with each other to protect their argument. But now it seems like in the modern world, people become more open-minded. Like psychologists become more open-minded, and they think that they combine both factors to be the reasons leading to this phenomenon. And when they combine both factors, they see that it's logical for all examples that the past people give, and therefore it means that like nurture and nature, they also help combine each other to help children to be a tripology. So they also have research and study to make this argument strong. I will show you quickly this one. There are a lot of research, but I choose the obvious one here. He is the psychologist in, I don't put her name here, but I don't remember the name, but she is a psychologist in one university. And in 2014, she and her colleague conducted a test of intelligence, and they test 8 children in music, 5 children in math, and 5 children in drawing. And when after testing them, they have an interesting result, which is the first one, a wide range of unexceptional IQ score. Of course, when a tripology has higher IQ score than the ordinary children, so this obvious result. But the second one means all of them have higher working memory. Working memory here means that like a computer, it has central processing unit to process the information, right? So working memory in human, it functions the same way. Like when we see or when we take input from our 5 senses, and then those information gone through working memory, like in the short-term memory, and then it moved to the long-term memory. So working memory or short-term memory is the way it holds information temporarily so that you can remember in short time. But for tripology, their short-term memory is longer than average children, so they can remember longer. And therefore, when they focus on working memory, they find that both nature and nurture factor contribute to this one. Like they see that when a tripology grow up or they access more to the aspect, the field, the working memory is developed, and even when or in terms of genetic factor, it contributes 50%, around 50% to enhance working memory. So from this result and also other research, they conclude that prodigy are born, they made. So it's Jonathan White, also famous conclusion for this explanation. Prodigy are born, they made. So they agree that both factors leading to the tripology, not like in the past, people just controversial to protect their own argument. Alright, so this is about the second part. And in the third part is about the dark side of the tripology. I think that when we don't have a friend who is a tripology, but when we see someone like that, we may think how he is lucky because you have to spend hours solving a math exercise while he just spend a few minutes to doing that, right? So it seems that it's unfair in this life for the pupil was born with a talent and was born in the wealthy family to get to achieve that talent, but the rest of people, ordinary people, have to spend a lot of time to practice, right? So, however, now I tell you some secrets, not really secret, but like the facts behind being prodigy. It's not really a bless for them, especially for their family. We examine three matter here. Abnormality, it means that unusual behavior that can be harmful to children. Family matter, school, a teacher, and friends, how they react to a child prodigy. The first one is a prodigy in autism. It's abnormality, prodigy in autism. Many research recently found that the relation between prodigy and autism, and they show that prodigy had autistic characteristics such as extraordinary attention to detail and a tendency toward obsession. So the first common feature between prodigy and autism. And from this one, they have a term in psychology called obsessive compulsive disorder. In Vietnamese, we call it hội chứng rối loạn ám ảnh. Hội chứng ám ảnh cưỡng chế. So it's a term, a term in psychology. And the second common feature between prodigy and autism is their mental problem and their behavior problem as well. Because they're not like other children, so the way they behave to adults or to other people is so different from ordinary children do. And when they see that, they see the similarity between the behavior between a prodigy and autism. So somehow you can see the drawbacks of being autism, right? So it's also the dark side of a prodigy. Somehow they can't control their behavior, or they can easily get mental problem. And about the second part is about family. The family here, I think that many parents in the world wish their children to be prodigy, and then they try to find a lot of methods and try to buy a book to how to teach children to be master the language or master the music or some kind of that. But in fact, in the family who have children who have a child prodigy, it's some kind of a burden for them, especially the poor family. Of course, for the wealthy family, they have they have much condition to provide for the children, but for the poor family, they can't. When they can't provide for enough the requirement of the children, it can be a burden for them. So I cited one opinion from a parent in BBC News here. He said that if money were unlimited, I would allow him to take all the classes he wanted. So you will see the condition type here is the second one, right? It means that in fact, the family can't enough give the children trying the class that he wants. Alright? So or in the BBC as well, they say that for parents of truly gifted children, it's often a financial struggle for them. You will see that one. They have to, it costs not only the money here, but also the patience or the efforts that parents raise a prodigy child. As you can see that raising a normal child is a hard task, right? But raising a child prodigy is 10 times as hard as this one, because they requires much higher, and somehow it's unachievable for children, for parents, right? So it's about family, about the school matter. Come back to the video I showed you in the first, at the beginning of the presentation, right? You can see that her name is Mary. She she was 7 years old, but mastered mathematics. We see clearly through the video, right? And also in the video, it shows that she gets bored and lose interest when listening to teacher lesson, right? She show her like boring facial expression, and also she can't focus on the lesson as well. So it means that in school, the gifted children also face challenges with teacher when the teacher can't give them, because their ability is higher than the average children in the class, so teacher can't give them fully attention to them or can't meet their high demand for his private ability. And therefore many people think that for gifted children it needs to be sent to gifted school as well. But for the gifted school it also costs money or many other factors following, so it's quite hard for parents if they have limited money about the school. And also we also have the friends. Normally the ultra Prodigy have a little in common feature or in common points with the rest of the friends. Therefore they easily or they are vulnerable to feel lonely or left out in the class or in a group of friends, because they can't be sociable with the friends in the class or even in the life that they live. Alright, so these are three one of many dark sides of being a Prodigy, and all of these features are demonstrated in a video I'm gonna show you now. Do you know this program, the TV show?
Yes.
It's the Brand Vietnam, or in Vietnamese we call it Siêu Chất Lượng Việt. It's produced in this year, right? It's the first season of and in this show we have one episode of this tribe. His name is Thuy, and he's to know what aspect he master, you can check on the internet. I don't tell you now because it takes a lot of time. I just tell you the behind after his talent. Alright, so let's see.
Ngoài the video.
So this is a competition. Oh my god.
Oh.
So the competition of the TV show that to find the excellent people or the prodigy in a small age.
Coi tới đây, quý vị giám khảo, khán giả cùng tất cả những người đang theo dõi truyền hình đang suy nghĩ là chắc là ba mẹ bé rất là hạnh phúc và tự hào khi có một cậu con thành đầu như vậy phải không ạ? Vậy thì sự thật khi có một cậu con như vậy có thật sự là hạnh phúc hay không? Mời quý vị cùng theo dõi đoạn clip sau.
Các người ta nói gọi con là thành đồng, nhưng mà bộ không tin cái đó là nó mang lại cho con hạnh phúc. Bạn này bạn học nhanh và bạn nhớ nhiều cái lĩnh vực, chắc là tất cả các bậc phụ huynh là đều cảm thấy vui vì cái điều này. Nhưng mà ở đằng sau đó nó rất là mệt, tại vì nó thẳng ra là bạn không được bình thường. Gia đình có đưa bạn đi gặp một bác sĩ nhi khoa chuyên về tâm lý, thì cũng nói bạn là cái dạng phát triển sớm, nên cũng có cái gia đình là cho đi học các cái môn để phát triển trí tuệ, là tập trung vô đó chứ không là đi theo hướng là làm. Gần 4 năm rồi là đưa đón bạn đi học, ngoại ngữ cho đi học cũng tương đối là xa, đi hơn 10 cây số, toán học như vậy.
Em thường xuyên không tập trung vào giờ học của cô, đôi khi
that, I quote one sentence here. Every child is a different kind of flower, and all together make this world be a beautiful garden. So we respect every color that the children has, even though that child can be a prodigy, a genius, or just ordinary child. So it just like when we combine all of them together, it can make a beautiful world. Alright? So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for your listening.